Welcome to Degentalk 10, covering UFC 197. I'm here today with Anthony. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Going good, man.
Excellent. You excited about this card?
Yeah, it's actually one of the better ones in a long while.
Yeah, definitely. And the last one had a lot of injuries and a lot of people fell out. So, this one looks like it's going to be pretty good. All right. Well, I've got for myself, I haven't really taken the plunge with the Jones OSP. I'm pretty undecided on any of the bets on that one, but I am going to go with Barboza over Pettis as an underdog. And I found that the prop bet Barboza scorecards no action pays 3.85, or it was up to 3.85 in the week. It's still above 3 right now, I'm sure. And I think that's a really good value. Of course, some people say Pettis is going to win, etc. But I don't think this is going the distance. So I'm going to take the Barboza cards no bet. And I also think Nadal Whitaker. I think Whitaker ends this via TKO, but I just took Whitaker inside the distance for that one. I think that's going to be a good fight, but I don't see that one going the distance either. And I see Whitaker managing to get the KO win. And then we got in the women's division, we got Esparza against Lima. And I think Carla Esparza, Cookie Monster, is going to be able to wrestle her way to a victory, get enough takedowns. Now, as far as that one, the straight up win is at 1.54. That's not a great number, but that's okay. But what you can do is you can also take Lima cards no bet for 2.0. You can also take Esparza by decision, and you can combine those up and hedge yourself out that if Lima does win inside the distance, then you get your money back. So it's just a matter of how much you want to put on all those. All right, so Anthony, you got a few props, I heard.
Yeah, I'm just working with a couple right now. I'm still learning the ropes with this. Previously I was at Nitrogen and kind of just doing, I guess what you would call binary, which is just one decision, or two decisions really, the over, under, or just the winner. And, I enjoyed that, but this is just pretty expansive if you actually can imagine the different scenarios. So yeah, this is pretty cool.
Okay, so walk us through the scenario you got for the Barboza Pettis, because I did take doesn't go the distance that pays 1.8, and I just took Barboza to win basically. So yeah, those binary ones and one on the rounds. So what do you think is going to happen in that fight, and why do you pick those props?
I was just thinking that it's gonna not go to distance, but I pretty much see Barboza as kind of a BJ Penn variant. I'm a BJ Penn fan, by the way, so that's like it's almost an awkward insult, where he's just awesome in the first round, decent in the second round, but that third round is just he sucks. I wouldn't call him a first round fighter because BJ Penn's one of the best of those, but he definitely doesn't I don't know what's wrong with his cardio or something, but yeah, he gets overtaken in my opinion often.
Mhm. Yeah. He's really aggressive.
He's super aggressive. So I don't know if he's blowing his wad or what's happening. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and I haven't seen all his fights. I thought I've seen the majority of his fights, but it seems like it's either flashy knockout or resurgence from the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So in this scenario, I'm thinking that it'll last a bit because of the feeling out process, the whole dual striker thing, where the commentators like to say it's a stalemate, but really it's just they don't want to get knocked the fuck out.
Right.
So what I'm thinking is in the second or third round, Pettis wins. And what is it? What do I got? So Pettis wins. My scenario, this would be 6-12. So yeah, I'm trying to pile it on. Vix actually had a nice term for it, which is like, whatever piles on as time progresses, that's like the juice.
Yeah.
So let's see. Pettis wins in round one. I don't think that's likely, but why not get paid for it? So all the stuff of Pettis winning for me is, say, 6-12, and then wins by TKO. So that already, those two scenarios, I'm gonna get back my money on that. I think I only bet like $17. I had kind of like dust there, but if he wins another scenario, which is once again like I like to bet pretty heavy with the most likely scenario. I think he's gonna win inside the distance. And if he wins by submission, another. So it pretty much piles on. But yeah, I can't argue with you at all about Barboza potentially winning as the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's kind of tough because I don't think Anthony Pettis has ever been finished. He's just been grinded out. And I don't see Barboza grinding him out. That would be really weird. But the only way I see him winning is by knockout. So I don't know, man. It's like if
Sure.
Barboza wins, people are going to have a great payday, including you. But I have really trouble betting that
Sure.
scenario when I feel it's super
Well,
unlikely.
what I wanted to say is that these kind of close fights like that, with a slight favorite in Pettis, those are good, usually good candidates for doing these prop stacks like this. Sometimes, if you have a clear, as far as the styles, you're like, okay, I have a good vision of how I think it's gonna play out. But so just to break it down really quick, what's the worst scenario in the Barboza Pettis prop stack for you?
If it goes the decision,
Okay.
that sucks so bad for me here. But
Right.
yeah, that would suck. I mean, another key element to remember about MMA is that the impossible, or the not the impossible, but the apparently my daughter thinks this is like the elements of harmony from My Little Pony. But anyway, what happens in MMA all the time is first, first knockout of somebody, first submission to somebody. So, that's one thing to consider. And maybe I didn't consider here, which is maybe Anthony Pettis, this is the first time he gets knocked the fuck out. But yeah, if it goes to decision or Anthony gets knocked out really quick, that sucks.
Okay, great. And for the Jones OSP fight, it's about the same. If it goes the distance, then a lot of those don't hit, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. And I mean, the most apocalyptic scenario for me is somehow St. Preux wins the decision.
Yeah, but I don't think that would be the craziest thing in a long time.
That would be that would make no fucking sense. But I mean, who knows? Maybe Jones stubs his toe.
There are first evers in MMA, but there are some that are just
Yeah,
it's more likely OSP catches him randomly or something or not randomly, but with a good kick or something like that. But
you know what? You can usually tell the crazy ass scenarios because they have the best odds, of course. So, when I'm going through these, what I'm doing to make it easier on my visual is I'm actually just like zeroing out as I go along, where it's like St. Preux wins, but fuck that, it's a 0, and I just progress. It's easy for
so you're saying you're doing it and you're basically handicapping it on likelihood that's going to happen. 0, it's not going to happen. 1, it's likely to happen, and then you measure it out according to that.
Exactly. And I mean, I made a colossal mistake the other week where I basically tried to bet irregardless of odds, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but since I'm a trader, there's every now and then these trades that are less than 1 to 2 risk, and they work out great, but those usually come with skill, taking those 1 to 1.9s or 1 to 1.6s, whatever the hell, and I paid dearly for my last one. So this time around I went back to what was winning me, because I haven't bet a lot. Let's see my graded wagers. I've only been doing this for a month or something.
It's all good. It'll add up fast. Don't worry. So,
I've bet 109 to win 340, and like I'm down right now like $40, which is like not the end of the world. And actually, I'm down $40, which is totally not bad. But I was break even or a little more last time before fucking around with it, and just I guess not respecting the odds is the best way to put it.
Right. You got to pay attention to what's the value. Okay. Well, I also have another prop bet I like on here. I got fights that end in submission over 1.5. It didn't pay that much, but I'm going to take that. And I'm also going to take fights that end in submission over 2.5. So I think that three of these are going to end in submission. And I
Yeah.
think that some of these that people are predicting knockouts are going to end in submission, where a guy gets rocked and then they go in for the sub. And I also like this one too. I think there's going to be more knockouts than expected. So I'll also take over 3.5 knockouts. So I need 4, and I need 5. So over 4.5, and over 4.5 pays pretty good. So I'm taking those, and yeah, it's just like another way to look at it. I mean, the way I think that these prop stacks, like you and Vix are doing a lot of, are kind of like synthetic derivatives, I guess, kind of. And yeah, I mean, and you can also just boil it down to just something like this fight overall, the whole card, how many KOs are going to be, how many knockouts are going to be on the whole card. So you're not reliant on one fight, but it's a group of fights in general, what's going to happen generally on the card. But yeah, I think maybe after a while of doing the prop stacks, there could be some fights where I think they work out a lot better than others, probably depending on the odds. All right, Anthony, do you have a Twitter where we can follow you?
I do, but it's obviously not related. Just to
Oh, it doesn't matter.
this. But yes, it's this is Noose.
Okay, great.
It's where you'll find my ramblings of altcoin and Bitcoin trading.
Excellent. All right, I'll put that in the description so you can follow Anthony, and you can tell him about how good his prop stacks are, about how horrible they are, and how you got wrecked. And
Feel
also,
free.
yeah, and also check us out over in Telegram, the Telegram app, telegram.org/sportsbet, and also check out the new Reddit subreddit that is created, MMA Uncensored. So there are no mods. It's just going to be upvoted, downvoted accordingly. And so there you can post whatever you want. You can post your bets. You can post your ramblings, etc. All right. Thanks for watching, and talk to you next time.
All right. Thanks for having me. See ya.